Listen carefully, because what I'm about to say might change the way you live your mornings for the rest of your life. Every day, people wake up with dreams burning inside them. But before the sun even climbs the sky, they make silent, deadly mistakes that drain their energy, their confidence, their power. And they don't even realize it. Today, we fix that. Here are 6 energy-killing morning mistakes, and how to rise above them with the force of someone who refuses to live life half awake. You wake up every day with more power than you realize. Raw, unshaped, untapped power. But the moment your eyes open and your hand instinctively reaches for your phone, that power slips away unnoticed. The world enters your mind before you enter your day. Think about that for a moment. Before you breathe with intention, before you stretch, before you even remember who you are or who you're becoming, you allow the outside world to set the tone. Notifications, opinions, random noise, none of it was invited, yet all of it gains access to your energy instantly. That's not just a habit, that's a surrender. And every morning you repeat it, you reinforce the idea that your day is something that happens to you instead of something you deliberately choose. When you wake up reacting, you put yourself in a losing position from the start. It's like beginning a race 10 steps behind while your competitors sprint. You're responding to messages, alerts, problems, most of which aren't even yours to carry. Your mind shifts into defense mode, tension rises, and before you've taken a single conscious breath, your nervous system is already overstimulated. You've set yourself up for exhaustion before the sun is even fully awake. Imagine how different your life could feel if the first thoughts in your mind were your own, your vision, your goals, your intentions, rather than the digital dominoes of everyone else's demands. That single shift, that one conscious decision, changes everything. There is a profound strength in choosing to rise with intention, instead of reacting out of habit. When you wake up intentionally, your energy becomes something you protect instead of something you give away freely. And that act, protecting your energy, is an act of power. The world will always be loud. The world will always try to make you rush. But your morning doesn't belong to the world. It belongs to you. Your dreams don't flourish in chaos. They flourish in clarity. And clarity needs space to breathe. When you choose to rise instead of react, you take back that space. You give your mind the calm it needs to prepare for the day, rather than the chaos that hijacks your focus before you even rise from your pillow. You deserve to start your day on your terms. That means creating a moment, no matter how small, that belongs to you and only you. A moment where you acknowledge yourself, your needs, your purpose. It could be a breath, a thought, a whisper of gratitude. A simple question, how do I want to feel today? That question alone has more power than any notification your phone can deliver, because it places you at the center of your day. It reminds you that your energy is not random, it's intentional. And intention is the difference between drifting through your morning and directing your morning with focus and strength. When you understand that, you stop waking up like a passenger and start waking up like the driver of your own life. When your morning begins with reaction, you lose control over your emotional tone. Your brain is pulled into scattered directions, your attention fractures, and you begin the day with a sense of urgency instead of a sense of purpose. But when you rise intentionally, the entire structure of your day changes. Suddenly you're not playing catch-up, you're leading, you're not absorbing chaos, you're creating direction. You start the day centered, grounded, and aware. That awareness is a form of self-respect, because choosing how you begin is choosing what you allow into your energy. And not everything, not everyone deserves immediate access to you at your most vulnerable moment of the day. The truth is simple. You cannot control everything that happens during the day, but you can control how you begin it. And that beginning sets the tone for everything that follows. It shapes your resilience, it shapes your clarity, it shapes how you show up to your challenges and your opportunities. When you wake up reacting, you give away that control without even thinking. But when you rise with intention, When the first moment of your day is yours, you build an internal strength that carries you through anything. That's the real magic of powerful mornings. They don't just energize your body, they empower your mind. They remind you that you are not here to live on autopilot. You are here to live awake, own your first moment, and you unlock the power to own your entire day. Every morning, your body wakes up before your mind does, whispering for attention. But most people ignore it. They sit, they slump, they drag themselves through the first moments of the day like their body is an inconvenience instead of an ally. They wait for the world to give them a reason to move, a reason to wake up fully, a reason to feel alive. But your body was never meant to be passive. It was designed to carry you, energize you, protect you, and propel you. And when you neglect it first thing in the morning, you dim its power before it even has a chance to rise. Energy is not something you stumble into, it's something you ignite. And that ignition begins with movement. The truth is, your body is an engine, and every engine needs activation. When you step into your morning without moving, your body stays in the same state it was in while you slept. Slow, stiff, uncharged. You can drink all the coffee in the world, but if your body hasn't switched from rest mode into wake mode, you're forcing your system to run on fumes. Movement is the signal your body has been waiting for. A stretch that opens your chest, a deep breath that wakes your lungs, a simple step that tells your muscles it's time. These tiny actions create a chain reaction inside you. Your blood flows faster, your heart wakes up, your brain lights up. This is not exercise for the sake of exercise. This is movement for the sake of life. And yet, so many people walk into their morning like they're already defeated. They look for motivation instead of creating momentum. But momentum isn't created by waiting. It's created by motion. Any motion, even the smallest. When you activate your body in the morning, you send a message to your entire system. I am stepping into this day with intention. That message carries weight. It influences how you think, how you feel, how you handle stress. It lifts you. It strengthens you. It doesn't matter if it's a full workout or just 10 seconds of stretching. What matters is the commitment to move. Because movement is not just physical, it's psychological. It prepares your mind for action, focus, and clarity. There's a reason so many people feel sluggish, foggy, and drained before the day even begins. They're trying to think their way into energy instead of moving their way into it. But your body doesn't respond to thoughts alone. It responds to action. When you sit still, your energy stays still. When you move, your energy builds, expands, and flows. Think of the times when you felt stuck, tired, uninspired. And now remember what happened the moment you stood up, stretched, walked, or even shook out your hands. Everything shifted. Your state changed instantly, not because of motivation, but because of movement. Your body is the fastest entry point into your energy. It's the door most people forget to open. And let's be honest, most people treat movement like a punishment, something they have to do later in the day, something that takes too much time, too much effort, too much planning. But morning movement isn't about burning calories or sculpting abs. It's about activating energy. It's about telling your body, I need you today. I'm with you today. This mindset creates a partnership between your mind and body. When they rise together, you become unstoppable. You're stronger, sharper, more resilient. Not because you worked out, but because you woke up fully. Movement becomes your quiet ceremony of strength. Your reminder that your body is not an inconvenience, but your greatest resource. The reality is simple. Your body wants to support you, but you have to give it the chance. A body that never moves becomes a body that never energizes. A body that wakes up with movement becomes a body that carries you with confidence throughout the entire day. The small things matter. The stretch that opens your spine, the breath that fills your lungs, the steps that tell your legs the day has begun. These are the signals that activate your energy at its core. You don't need a gym, you don't need an hour, you just need a moment of intention. Because when your body wakes up, your entire life wakes up with it. Move your body every morning, and you unlock the energy that makes you unstoppable. Most people wake up and immediately get pulled into the world, responsibilities, routines, expectations, but they never pause to check in with the one voice that shapes everything, their own. They rush into the day without knowing what they feel, what they want, what they need, and that silence, that lack of self-acknowledgement, drains more energy than they realize. Because when you don't speak to yourself in the morning, the world gets to define your direction. But when you choose to start the day with a conscious conversation with yourself, an honest, grounding moment, you reclaim your power. You tell your mind, your heart, your energy, I'm here, I'm listening, I matter. And that simple act changes the way you move through your entire day. We're taught to show up for others, to answer messages, fulfill obligations, take care of the people who depend on us. But no one teaches us how to show up for ourselves. And if you don't check in with yourself, you live the day in emotional autopilot. You react without knowing why. You feel drained without knowing from what. You lose clarity because you never gave yourself the chance to create it. Imagine how different your mornings would feel if you began them by acknowledging yourself the same way you acknowledge everyone else. Imagine asking, what's going on inside me today, before asking the world what it wants from you. That shift is transformative. It reconnects you to your intuition, your truth, your emotional compass. There is something profoundly powerful about establishing an inner dialogue the moment you wake up. It's not self-help fluff, it's emotional intelligence in action. When you check in with yourself, you become aware of what needs attention. Maybe you need calm, maybe you need courage, maybe you need direction, or maybe you need to release something heavy before it follows you into the day. When you ask yourself what you need, you no longer move blindly. You move with intention. You move with awareness. And awareness is what turns an ordinary morning into a purposeful one. Because purpose doesn't fall into your lap, it's created from within. But most people never stop to ask themselves a single meaningful question. They rush into the day like their emotions don't matter, like their inner world is irrelevant, and then they wonder why they feel unbalanced, overwhelmed, disconnected. When you ignore yourself, you lose the ability to manage your energy. You go through the motions, but you don't feel aligned. You accomplish tasks, but you don't feel fulfilled. This is what happens when your mind is busy, but your inner voice is silent. But the moment you pause to listen to yourself, even for 20 seconds, something shifts. You reconnect. You become present. That presence becomes the foundation of your emotional strength. Talking to yourself in the morning isn't weird. It's wise, it's strategic, it's powerful. It sets the emotional tone for your day before the world sets it for you. It allows you to choose responses instead of reactions. It helps you understand your triggers before they hit you. It gives you the clarity to prioritize what truly matters rather than what simply demands your attention. It's the difference between living consciously and sleepwalking through your life. And the best part, it doesn't require time, effort, or rituals. It requires willingness. Willingness to pause. Willingness to ask yourself questions. Willingness to hear the truth, even when the truth is uncomfortable. When you treat yourself like a priority in the morning, the rest of the day follows that pattern. Your confidence grows because you know yourself. Your focus sharpens because you understand your needs. Your energy rises because you're not fighting internal battles you never named. This is the kind of emotional foundation that transforms your mornings, your choices, your relationships, your life. It starts with one simple habit, checking in with yourself before checking in with the world. That habit builds inner strength. That strength becomes momentum. And that momentum becomes the force that drives you forward with clarity instead of confusion, power instead of passivity, intention instead of instinct. Speak to yourself every morning because the most important voice you will hear all day is your own. Most people wake up tired, foggy and unfocused, and they blame it on their sleep, their schedule, their stress, never realizing that the real culprit is something shockingly simple: dehydration. Your body spends hours through the night losing moisture as you breathe, as your cells repair, as your system resets. By the time the sun rises, you are running on an empty tank. And yet, Instead of replenishing what the body desperately needs, most people reach for caffeine, sugar, or anything that promises speed, forgetting that the body cannot create energy from nothing. Without water, your brain slows down, your muscles tighten, your digestion drags, and your mood begins at a low. Water isn't just something you drink. It's the foundation of your physical and mental power. The mind depends on hydration more than most people realize. Your brain is mostly water. Your ability to think clearly, focus deeply, and process information quickly is directly connected to how hydrated you are. When you wake up dehydrated, the world feels heavier, your thoughts feel slower, and your energy feels scattered. You're not just tired, you're underfueled at a cellular level. Imagine trying to operate a high-performance machine with no oil. That's what dehydration does to your brain. It's not a small issue. It's a core part of your productivity, your clarity, your decision-making. And yet, millions of people skip the simplest, most accessible form of energy available to them every single morning. Your body has been silently asking for water from the moment you open your eyes. It's craving a reset. It's craving fluid to activate your organs, cleanse your system, and jumpstart your metabolism. But the moment you grab something dehydrating, coffee, energy drinks, sugary beverages, you push your system deeper into imbalance. That's why so many people need multiple cups of coffee to feel normal, not because they're tired, but because they're dehydrated. Water is not competition for caffeine. It is the foundation that makes caffeine even work. When you hydrate first, everything else in your body performs better. Your digestion wakes up. Your skin brightens. When you start your morning hydrated, everything shifts. Your energy rises naturally. Your thoughts sharpen. Your anxiety lowers. Your mood stabilizes. Your body moves with more ease. This is not magic, it's biology. Your body is designed to thrive with water. And when you give it what it needs before asking it to perform, it responds with strength, clarity, and stamina. The simplest habit becomes the most transformative one. It sets you up for a day where your energy isn't forced or artificial. It's grounded, stable, and alive. And when you build your day on that foundation, you're not just functioning, you're thriving. Start your day with water, and you give your energy the strength to rise with you. Every morning, most people carry yesterday's weight as if it were a backpack they can't remove. Regret, anger, disappointment, guilt, emotional baggage that belongs in the past somehow becomes the first thing they carry into today. And the moment you do that, your energy is drained before the day even begins. Your mind is cluttered, your focus fractured, your spirit burdened. It's like trying to run a race while carrying invisible stones in your pockets. Every decision becomes heavier, every interaction becomes more difficult, every goal feels just out of reach. The simple truth is this: if you let yesterday dictate your morning, you are giving away your power before you even step into the sunlight. Holding on to the past creates a chain reaction inside your body and mind. Stress hormones spike, your posture stiffens, your breathing shortens. Your energy is no longer available to create, to love, to perform. It's trapped in old conversations, old mistakes, old emotions that are long gone but still controlling the narrative in your head. And while the world demands action, you're busy replaying events you cannot change. Imagine the mental space you waste by dragging yesterday into today. The energy you could pour into building, creating, achieving, wasted on something that no longer exists. This is why so many people feel perpetually drained. They are emotionally carrying more than their fair share, and it's invisible to everyone else. The moment you decide to release the past, everything shifts. Releasing doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean excusing. It doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. Releasing is a deliberate act of reclaiming your present. It's telling yourself, this moment is mine. I will not let old weight define me. And in that decision, you create space. Space for clarity, space for creativity, space for energy to flow. Your body relaxes, your mind sharpens, your focus becomes precise. Emotional release is not just psychological, it is physiological. When the past is released, stress levels drop, circulation improves, and your energy returns. You are lighter, stronger, and more capable than you realized you could be at the start of your day. Yet, most people refuse this gift of freedom. They replay arguments, mistakes, and missed opportunities like a broken record. They wake up carrying invisible chains that no one else can see, and they wonder why their energy feels trapped. Letting go takes courage. It takes honesty. It takes the willingness to face the discomfort of acknowledging what happened, accepting that it cannot be changed, and choosing to move forward anyway. The act of releasing yesterday is an act of rebellion against your own inertia. It is saying, I refuse to be defined by the past. I refuse to start today defeated. And that rebellion generates a power that cannot be manufactured by caffeine, motivation, or willpower. It comes from clarity and liberation. Emotional baggage also shapes the way you interact with the world. When you carry the weight of yesterday, your reactions are exaggerated, your patience is limited, and your energy is consumed by resistance instead of creation. Every conversation becomes heavy.